Hi guys, today I'm going to tell you a joke. And if you laughed, that means you have a good understanding in English daily conversations. So here it goes. A kid was once lost in the middle of nowhere and the police was looking for him. When they finally found him, they asked a question to the kid. Where do you live? With my parents. Where do your parents live? With me. Where do you all live? In my house. Where's your house? Next to my neighbor's house. Where's your neighbor's house? If I tell you, you won't believe me. Tell me. Next to my house. It's kind of weird, is it? Well, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. My name is EB and today I'm going to tell you step by step how I developed my English. So, did you know that English is spoken as a primary language in 53 countries whilst also being spoken as a secondary language in 113 countries? That shows that English is the most essential language in the whole world. In this current phase of the world, which is globalization, English is the global language of the world. Its role is to connect people from various areas worldwide. Imagine you have met your idol, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know who he is? Okay, maybe some of the boys know him, but for the girls, let's take an example of Jungkook from BTS. Maybe that's your idol, right? Well, that's just an example. I know your idol is someone else, but it's okay. So, for example, you've met him and you can't speak English and he doesn't speak Indonesian also. So, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and you missed it just because you can't speak English. This shows the importance of English. This shows that learning this language allows us to communicate effectively with people from all over the world. It opens a door that allows us to communicate effectively with people worldwide. That's why we, as students from Indonesia, must represent our country and learn the global language. Did you know that Indonesia is the biggest Muslim country in the world? That's because Indonesia has more than 290 million population right now, and most of them being Muslims. That's why we, as students from Mumtaza Islamic School, which is one of the biggest schools in South Tangerang, considering it's Islamic, we must represent our religion and country to show our religion to the whole world. When you go to another country, most likely you will find airport announcements, subway schedules, emergency information, and street signs, right? Well, all of these things are often mentioned in English. Even when traveling to a country where you don't speak its origin language, you are most likely guaranteed to find someone who understands at least a fraction of English. For example, when I went to Umrah last December, you can say last year, when I was in Medina, I went to one of the perfume stores. Considering Medina has one of the best perfumes in the world, well, I went to one of the most popular stores. The popular stores in Medina are Arabian Oud and Oud Elite. Maybe some of you will ask, why are the names including Ouds? Well, in Arabic, Oud means perfume, so Oud Elite means elite perfumes. So I went to one of the stores, and then one of the guys at the store told to me, what do you want to buy? At least he said it in Arabic. Even though I understand a little bit Arabic, and then I asked to him in Arabic, how much is this? But I asked it in Arabic, and then he answered it in English. That means he can understand English. So that shows that even when you're going to a country where you don't speak its origin language, like for this example is Arab, even though you don't speak Arabic language, you will find at least one person that can understand a little bit of English. And then that's why, because he can talk English, finally I get a discount. Okay, maybe you will ask, Ibi, how did you develop your English? Well, I learned English since a young age. There are a few steps of getting there, but my first step and one of my favorite steps is making a supporting environment. How do you do this? Well, to do this or to make a supporting environment, How I do it is I fill my room with pictures of animals and vehicles and many other stuff in English. For example, there's a photo of a zebra in the corner of the room, and then below there is writing zebra in English. And other than that, I also learned English with my parents. They spoke English part time, so they taught me how to speak English too. Even if your parents don't speak English, you can still ask your brother or your little sister to learn with you to learn how to speak English. They can be your learning buddy. You can learn together with them. Okay, the second step that is that you can watch cartoons. For example, my cartoons that I watched were the Teen Titans, the Teletubbies, High Five, etc. Why do you have to watch cartoons in English? Well, to deeply understand a language, you must make yourself love the language. How to do that? Well, you have to learn English while having fun. For example, I do it by watching cartoons. The third step is using the internet. As I grew older, I started using many facilities like the internet. The internet is essential so that you can learn English while having fun. Why is this so important? Well, like I said, if to deeply understand a language, you must make yourself love the language. But in learning a language while using the internet, you have to make compartments, or you cannot just think of anything that you found on the internet. For example, you don't want to find anything that's useless or even something cringe. For example, is the Skibidi Toilet. Even if you watch the internet, you will know this song. Skibidi no. Yes. Well, if you know this song, that means you watch too many internets. And don't memorize the song. It's useless, okay? You better memorize the Quran. Okay, so other ways to get started is by using online sources. There are a variety of programs, websites, and apps that can help you learn English quickly and effectively. Most of these programs offer interactive lessons such as quizzes and exercises that can keep you engaged in the learning process. My recommendation is the Duolingo. I don't have an advertisement for this. This is just a recommendation, okay? No advertisements. Okay, so many of these programs also offer video and audio lessons to help you master English pronunciations every time that you watch it. After you've done all that, all you have to do is practice, practice, and practice. After you've done that, do some more practicing. Why is this so important? Well, the more practice you do, the more exposure you have to the language. There's no substitute to repetition when learning a language. So, other than that, the importance of practicing is that every time you practice, the neural cells in your brain add and expand so that your experience in learning a language, for example, is English, your tongue will also be used to talking in English or American accent. Okay, the point is to never stop learning. Motivate yourself. If you're interested in learning a language, then find a way that allows you to learn and relax at the same time. That way, you can deeply enjoy the learning process. Okay, now it's time for the Q&A, question and answer. Who wants to ask a question? Okay, well, what do you want to ask, Kendra?
Do you think English is easy to learn?
Well, in my opinion, English is a bit complicated or a little bit hard. Because in other languages, maybe you won't find something like grammar or maybe past tense, simple present, or anything like that. Because in Indonesian, maybe you just say, for example, in English, when you're saying past or present, is going to be different, right? But in Indonesian, it's just going to be the same, but the difference is just the words. So I think to develop English, you must start young. You must start early since a young age, just like I did. Anyone wants to ask? Okay, what do you want? What do you want to ask?
Do you find difficulties when you learn English?
For me, myself, I do find a little bit difficulties when learning English, such as accents, grammars, and any other stuff that learn when learning a language. My vocabulary was just small. For example, vocabulary is when you learn words in English and you need a wide, expanding vocabularies when learning English. So maybe there are a few difficulties, but you can handle them by using the steps that I showed. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay. Okay, that's it for today. I'm sorry for my mistakes because boys are always wrong. Okay, that's it. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.